Buyer agents that ask listing agents, how did you come up with the price? That's the dumbest question you could ever ask. This is Byron and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 138 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
All right, we've got a couple rackets, a Marketeer. I like this first racket. We just go through the list.
We like lists. You like numbers.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time it's like this one's 7, and they probably really only needed 6. So.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Prediction.
7 buyer's agent behaviors that need to stop. I could have come up with 100 buyer's agent behaviors that could stop.
Or I feel like there might just be one behavior, which is like for buyer's agents just to go away.
This is an opinion piece on Inman. Michelle Shelton wrote it. It's an aggressive seller's market out there as a buyer's agent. What are you doing to get your offer accepted? Great question. If it's any of these behaviors, now's the time to stop. So Nicole and I are going to go through the 7 that Michelle outlined, and we're going to say whether these are a racket or not.
Right.
All right. Mm-hmm. Number 1, stop being aggressive. Nobody wants to deal with a jackass.
That is for sure.
Yeah, you agree with that?
I mean, we're hopping right in.
If you're being pushy and aggressive when you call the listing agent, you could be hurting your client's negotiation.
So I guess I'm confused on this one because I do feel like you need to be somewhat aggressive right now, right?
You got to be aggressive in your time.
Yes,
and how quickly you're making this presentation to the agent.
But they're saying specifically being aggressive in nature towards the other agent.
Yeah, she goes on to say building rapport at a personal level and then showing the other agent you're a skilled professional can make or break your deal. We talked about this last week. Having relationships with the other agents is really key in getting deals done. Mm-hmm. And you should have been building those relationships long before you presented an offer.
Right.
If you're actually committed and a full-time agent in your market.
Yep.
I would generally agree with this. You don't want to just call up an agent and be a jackass, right? But,
right.
There are times when you know, and certain price points, and maybe like if a property is going to be on the market 2 days and have multiple offers, you're not going to be able to be very aggressive. But if a property's been sitting around and this agent just needs the nudge to get the motivation to give their seller a nudge, there's a little bit of room for aggressiveness if you know kind of the other agent's MO or their personality traits, and you know when you can deploy that. But generally speaking, I'd agree this isn't a good tactic.
Right.
Number 2, stop asking listing agents to justify their price and do your job. Couldn't agree with this more. This is the furthest thing from a racket. Whether you're in a hot market like we're in today or a not so hot market, buyer agents that ask listing agents, how did you come up with the price? That's the dumbest question you could ever ask. You should come up with the price.
Right. What do you when an agent does ask you, what do you
I usually ignore, like if it's a text message, I'll never write you back.
Yes.
If it's a text message, you're not getting a reply. I actually got a text message similar to that.
I did too. I didn't respond to it either.
To respond, the property went under contract the next day. This market, you can kind of do that because the property's going to go under contract. But there's no...
Well, but I feel like pick up the phone. Have the conversation.
Well, definitely pick up the phone.
I'm looking at this. Like, I see this. Like, throw me something that I can throw to my clients. Like,
I think
it could be a better approach.
Let's role play it out. Go ahead. I'm the listing agent. You're gonna call me with what? You're gonna call me with what here?
Hey, Byron. Like, I just showed your house at 123.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. I really
Banana
appreciate.
Road,
I really
right?
appreciate you showing, Nicole. Okay.
So I found some properties that, that are a little bit lower in price point than your home.
Did you show those?
I didn't show them, but I am really wanting to have a conversation because I would love to, show my clients that your home is of value, that you have it on the market for. Can you throw me like an address? You got a couple addresses you could throw me, or maybe I'm missing something like...
Well, I'm not going to send you my CMA, but if you want to send me yours and I can help you with your CMA, I'd be happy to do that.
You can help me with my CMA?
Do you have my email, Nicole? You can email it to me if you want.
Well, I think that it's important to have conversations. I'm now sidebarring. No, I mean,
my point is, like, I'm never
it's better than a text. Because I'm with you. I'm not going to respond to a text.
I'm representing the seller. I'm definitely not going to get into this game of like
the
subjectiveness of real estate.
So I am with you on that 100%. But by having the conversation, I am not saying that I think that you are an idiot and it's not worth that. I want to show my clients that it is worth that. I mean, I rarely am, ever asking a listing agent to justify it. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. Again, I mean, obviously we are having a horrible time with properties appraising.
Right. The point about comps is I can pick two that showcase the price.
Yep.
And the reasons why and the adjustments why. And you can pick two.
For sure. I get. I mean, as long as there are two. I mean, I'm not really ever asking or having the conversation unless I legitimately, like I'm working on one right now. Like I cannot figure out the price. Where like, I don't want to lowball it, but like I have to. Like I don't.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's out of control. And I think most of the times, if you're a listing agent, you're 30% overpriced. You've got to now be a little bit more, engaging in that conversation.
Right.
But if you're within 10%, somebody else is going to make you an offer.
I 100% agree with you.
All right. Number 3, stop shuffling papers. I like this one. If you're a paper shuffler who just submits an offer with no conversation, you may as well forget it. Your client's chances of winning just went way down. This is what we're talking about. Pick up the phone and talk to the other agent about the offer you're presenting. Want to make sure you got it. I emailed it to you. Is email 123 is that correct? Like walk them through the deal, make sure they got it. Tell them how in love your buyers are with the property and how much you as the buyer agent would love to work. Nicole, I admire what you're
always
doing.
I always add in the end of emails. Look forward to working with you. Can't wait to keep working with you.
When I'm on the phone, it's like, Nicole, I admire what you're doing out there. I would love to do this deal with you. I'd love to work with you.
So you do that. You brown nose that much.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And you should be doing that. Paper shufflers, listen, I've been saying buyer agents, commission compression for 7+ years now. Yeah. It's already happened. Wake up, buyer agents. The commission compression has happened. We're dealing with it with all of our Zillow deals. It's just part of the game now. But you can be absolutely 100% replaced if all you're doing is setting up dot-loop. People that just set up dot-loop or SkySoul or e-signature, you are about the most useless person in real estate right now. Super replaceable. So stop shuffling papers. Get in the game, you part-timers. Number 4.
And you're talking about with yes. Okay.
Yeah, get in the game. Get in the EA Sports. Get in the game. Stop lying. Number 4. Stop lying.
Stop lying.
I mean,
Michelle.
This is not a racket.
Come on, Karen.
Of course you shouldn't lie. That's ridiculous. Do we even got to touch that one?
I mean,
Number 5, stop texting. We talk about this, I feel like, every week. Pick up the phone. It's the best tool you have in real estate, the conversation, picking up the phone, whether you're trying to generate a lead or whether you're trying to convince an agent to do a deal with you. Text messages can really be like, what? You're asking me the price of this house right now? Like, what are you asking?
That's the problem too. I mean, even just texting my husband sometimes is misconstrued, you know?
Right, and you guys have good rapport. You guys know what the other one's thinking, and the text message could still come off sounding weird.
But maybe that's why we know each other so well. You immediately think he's just being a dick, you know?
Number 6, stop being so one-sided. But you don't understand. I represent my client. I take it very seriously. Yeah, don't be. I would change this.
Have you ever said that?
No, because nobody. Listen, you can replace stop being so one-sided with stop being a whiny little. You can fill in the blank there. Stop being a whiner. Nobody gives a crap what your client just went through. Like, I absolutely, if I'm representing a seller and you call me about your buyer and the hard turmoil they just went through in life, I'll let you know right now, I have zero empathy for that situation. I'm representing my seller. Don't care that this person just went through this, and this, and now they want to shortchange my offer because of their life's turmoil. Don't care. Don't waste my time with your BS story. That could fall under the line because now I don't even know if you're telling the truth. And by the way, it just doesn't matter. It's not important to the deal. We're doing a business transaction here. Here's the price. You want to pay it? Yes, no, go away. Those are the options.
Yeah.
I have no
I'm trying
care in the world for your buyer's story.
But you don't understand.
Well, I hate the buyer letters.
I represent my client.
No, this is
and
where
take
it
that
goes.
very seriously. No, I'm just trying to think if I've ever
heard it. You don't understand.
You don't understand.
They are they're vets, and they missed out on 3 houses, and they need a place by 30 days. And then why are you lowballing me then?
Right.
And I appreciate their service, but why are you lowballing me?
But I represent them. I take it so seriously.
It doesn't have any value to the deal. Number 7. And I just mentioned this, writing love letters to the seller. I'm going to say this is a little bit of a racket because it can work.
I love it.
If you can get a buyer agent.
We talked about it last week. I love it.
If you can get a letter in the hands of a seller who is playing off an emotion, it's a great tactic as a buyer agent because it actually works sometimes. I've seen it work many times, actually.
Look at that. If so, you just opened up a can of fair housing. Offers, selects your offers over the other offers. Could be because they submitted a photo of them with their 2.5 white children, who, by the way, attend the Christian school around the corner.
Well, here's the thing. We didn't say anything about photos. We said a letter. There's no reason why you're reaching here, Michelle.
Yeah, no.
This is a total racket now that you went there.
I just hey, who
we
you
didn't
are.
Say photos. This thing says love letters. Now you're talking photos.
Not your photo. Yeah.
So that's crazy.
I like letters.
The letters
I love
work.
Letters. They
do
work.
They
do work.
They work. All right. She said, you know what's weird about this article? And if you guys open it up, you could comment below. It says 7 buyer agent behaviors that need to stop. And then she has 8 listed.
Oh.
Look at this, 1 through 8. But the headline is 7.
Well, and before we started, I thought we only needed 6. So.
Number 8, submit an offer.
Ooh, what's that saying? 6, 7, 8, 9. Never mind.
Are you right?
7, 8, 9.
You can count.
8, 9. 7, 8, 9.
Submit an offer and wait.
Right, Sam.
Do you have any idea what she's talking about? So I have no clue. All right. Number 8, submit an offer and wait. Hurry up and wait. That's what they used to say back in my days working at
a time frame on the offer. Understand that this is when your offer expires. This has nothing to do with when the seller will accept. Right, that's true.
That's what they say on union jobs. Hurry up and wait.
Calling and checking in regularly with the listing agent is offering great representation to your buyer. It also allows you to give the client.
It's basically saying you're making the offer and just waiting for something to happen. You're not doing work. That's why it's a union phrase. You show up to work and they say, hurry up, get to work at 7:30. So she's
saying you shouldn't be doing that. You should be calling and following up.
Correct.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Who doesn't do that?
Agree with that 100%.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. It's a good one. Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Let us know if you like the 8 of the 7.
All right. Racket number 2.
We're back.
Different article. Realtor Mag. Nicole in the Realtor Mag.
I tried to
here today. This is a Benjamin Reeves and Christopher Ali article. Broadband's inequities.
Try it. This is going to be a fun one. Try it again.
Inequities. I'm like, that's not the word. Inequities. Broadband's inequities. COVID-19 has underscored the need for fast, reliable internet access. Here's how subpar service hurts
broadband
communities.
Availability affects home values.
100%. That's not a racket.
They must have watched your last podcast.
It's going to impact home values more and more and more as we continue to transition into people working from home. Unless we just transition right back to the offices, it won't be that big of a deal.
I have to say, I think that's very true when it comes to cell phone service too. Because how many times are people like, I don't have service here.
They cancel.
I don't know that I can live like.
Have you been on the showings where they just completely now erase that house because they're looking at their phone
and they don't have enough bars?
Who wants to go get a booster where they live?
Yes.
It's annoying.
But if you're the listing agent, you encourage those boosters.
Oh, you say, hey, we've got a booster.
We have a booster.
It's like the dirtiest word in real estate right now. The digital divide is worse in rural areas and people for color. Certainly us being in a rural area, we've seen that where some towns just have really crappy internet service and they have maybe one provider in the town and they have the highest speed and you're on Zoom with them and they're still like,
well, we see that a lot in our team meetings.
Yeah, and it's the most annoying thing in the world. Broadband may not live up to its name. All internet connections may count as broadband, even when advertised by such internet service providers. So they're saying maybe your company, like we have Atlantic Broadband in some of the local areas. Maybe they're saying
Atlantic?
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, they're more New London County based. Anyways, mobile hotspots don't mean demand, of course. Mobile hotspots aren't, high-speed internet. Here's a little fun fact for you. well, let me get to this one first. Recent federal measures are a start, but will have a limited impact. So, and here's where I want to go with that is in Chattanooga, Tennessee, small little 4th largest city in Tennessee, has the shout out to the Edgerton team in Chattanooga. They are tearing it up. Doug and his team over there, BHHS brokerage.
They have a beautiful office.
Oh, one of the best real estate offices
didn't you go
ever.
Visit?
Yeah.
I feel like you were there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You went to their grand opening.
I did.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Anyways, Chattanooga, 4th largest Tennessee city. So it's a small little city. Fastest internet in the US, faster than New York City and San Francisco. Now they have what is the internet is called Electric Power Board of Chattanooga. They only have 175,000 people there. Only Google Fiber comes close to matching EPB, Electric Power Board, for value. And even then it failed to live up to the local services speed and reliability ratings. Incredible, right?
I wonder what's the charge for that?
I don't know, but we could ask Doug and we could maybe put it into the comments here because I don't know the charge and it doesn't reference it here, but it offers speeds of 1 gigabytes. The fact that it can offer speeds of 1 GPBS, is that gigabytes? No, I don't know what that is. I don't know the internet very well, but the average US download speed is just 25.86 Mbps. They're getting 1 Gbps, so it's a lot more. Anyways, this is a municipality-owned internet service where a lot of ours are private. The problem with like here, and I don't know if it's similar for you folks listening, here in Connecticut, we only have a certain amount of providers. So you could be in a certain town and only have one provider. You have one option. You don't have, even though it's private, you don't have this free trade, it seems like, where you can get internet providers from test out multiple different people. Right. So there is maybe something to this, having the municipality owned. It's working in Chattanooga. Municipality owned utilities are not a new idea. In fact, EPB itself was founded back in 1935 to provide telephone communications to Chattanooga. However, most of the municipality or publicly owned utilities in the U.S. focus around supporting telephone lines or providing water, gas, electricity.
Yeah, we have one local, like Wallingford here in Connecticut is the only one that has its own power company.
So is high-speed internet, the same thing as having good, healthy public water, right? I don't know.
Do we spearhead that?
I don't think we're spearheading. It sounds like Chattanooga is spearheading.
No, I know, but like maybe we try
Locally?
to come on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to have faster internet.
If we could justify and show that internet is that important, obviously if there's going to be homeschooling and people working,
EPB's new network directly led to the creation of between 2,800 and 5,200 new jobs and earned Chattanooga around $1 billion. That's a University of Tennessee study. Wow. I also know that companies like VaynerMedia have a small office in Chattanooga. One of the reasons being the internet speed. He could have picked, he's got New York City and San Francisco, Gary Vaynerchuk's company. Right. But he also picked Chattanooga over, Tennessee. You always hear about
Memphis.
Not Memphis. What's the other one? Everyone wants to live in Nashville. Right. But Chattanooga has this high, fast-speed internet. So for tech people creating content, it's obviously very desirable. I do think... not that Chattanooga values are extremely high. I do believe they've been going up because Tennessee's a no tax income state.
Well, but if anything, it's obviously just drawing more people in. And obviously it's also, I'm sure Gary needs people to work there too. Right. So it's providing jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if you're in Chattanooga and you got to shut down your office, people go home. They've got this great fast internet, no problemo going home.
No.
I do think this is going to be something that people continue to consider. And I believe maybe in the comments you guys can help me out.
It's going to be like the same thing. Like, does this have well water or city water?
It might be Redfin or one of these companies. I believe they're now starting to put internet speed in as like public water or septic, to your point.
In
like
the MLS?
Boom, internet speed, yeah. And I do think that's going to become one of the top 5 things people look for. Square footage, water, sewer. What's the internet speed? Absolutely.
Well, so very soon we're going to know what GMBs are and
GMBs. What are GMBs?
MBs. So, you're going to Google it right now?
GMB stands for Grid Broker Service. No, that can't be it.
No, we're boring them now. We'll figure it out. Or maybe someone can just tell us.
Someone way smarter than us is going to tell us in the comments. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Marketeer of the Week. Nicole, you sent me this. Another Realtor Mag. This trending design style will make home stagers cringe. Nicole White, by the way, she should really be the Marketeer of the Week. She should go over to the Social Redesign. Follow this right away. We'll link that up.
Oh, thanks, love.
Social Redesign.
Trying.
Nicole, years ago, started the House of Social Media Built and kind of did this voting platform on flips. She's now taking it to the next level, doing all kind. This is a new development renovation, not a renovation, a new development project that you're doing, where you're allowing the public to vote on these finishes, these designs.
Design finishes, yeah.
So what I'm going to ask you, since you're the design master here.
It took me. I did cringe.
Did you cringe? You cringed.
It is. Yes.
All right.
But I guess also what we need to be mindful here is, I mean, this is clearly a very specific. I mean, we're not just talking about people leaving like clutter on their countertops. I mean, these homes are perfectly curated with their specifications, like with their knickknacks.
Yeah, here's the new phrase. Meet Cluttercore. This is a thing. People like this. Home stagers strongly advise sellers to declutter when preparing for a home sale. Do you agree?
100%.
But a new home design trend sweeping social media likely will have stagers aghast.
Yes.
Meet Cluttercore, the antithesis of decluttering. I don't think I got that one right, but it didn't roll off the tongue as easily as...
Do you know what it means?
Yes.
Okay.
It is the opposite. Right? It's the arch nemesis.
Pretty much. That's better.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, Cluttercore. I went over to BuzzFeed because I just had to find like they kind of curated
I want to see it on. Throw the let's watch the TikTok.
That was
video.
what's interesting about the Realtor Mag. They kept talking about people saying on TikTok how they want clutter.
Yes.
They want lots of stuff in the rooms.
Well, yes. I mean, there are a lot of people on TikTok, so a lot of people.
I mean, this picture here on Twitter. This person here on Twitter said, "I found my aesthetic Cluttercore." This is like a phrase now people are using. People always ask me what my aesthetic is. This is on TikTok. So may I present? This person goes on to they hashtagged cottagecore, which is another whole thing I didn't realize about.
No, I feel like I'm behind the times.
But yeah, this whole clutter thing. We'll post a couple of pictures here.
I mean,
it's like a lot of stuff.
They're really committing. I mean, again, like I said, this isn't
it's
just
a hashtag.
Like, yeah, you're like, ooh, we should see if it trends well.
I mean, look at this. There's a lot of hashtagging on Twitter, Cluttercore.
Photos.
Like you have and we'll put this up here. We'll pull some photos and populate them if you're watching the video, or if you're listening, go over to Twitter and just type in the hashtag Cluttercore. Yep. I mean, this is like, it's a white wall, but you can't see any wall. It is a million photos on the wall.
So that's actually a bookstore. I went to the bookstore with my lover for the first time, and frankly, I'm upset. I can't live inside here. My dream house, even though it's not a house, bitch, I was in Cluttercore heaven. I've never heard of it until today.
This is how my wall looked like in high school. I had the Pam Anderson poster next to the Michael Jordan poster.
Posters. Well, these are at least framed.
But then I had...
So you had wallpaper of
just like posters everywhere.
So, and it's so funny because I'll have to send you a picture of Nate's wall, because it's the same way. Because I put bulletin boards on his wall, so that instead of tacking the walls, it's like... super movable. I'm
seeing a lot of plants and like lava lamps included in the Cluttercore.
That's totally a store. But
record players, but no, even in the ones before people's homes.
No, I'm hearing you. I think it's kind of like like tag sale chic.
This is how my wall was in high school. Look at this.
Yes, well, and she looks like she's in high school. She looks like she's in her dorm room. Are those VHSs or are those all books?
This is just crap people cannot throw away. I'm sorry. I think this is...
you think it's a racket?
Well, here's what I think. I
think it's giving people an excuse. Like, hey, like this is... No. I love the Cluttercore.
No, what's interesting in this article, going back to the Realtor Mag article, critics of the style say it is like basically hoarding and messiness.
Well, exactly like you said.
But Cluttercore may be offering some homeowners a greater sense of comfort than other recent design styles. Sleek, modern homes are filled with whitewashed walls inside and out, creating a cold and unwelcoming environment. This is a TikTok user. My point is, what I like, which is nothing. I like nothing in the home.
I mean, and he means that literally.
Literally, I prefer nothing.
I had to give him a couch from our office.
You didn't give it to me.
You didn't have one.
She wasn't giving it to me. Anyways,
we did put it in your home from our office.
We did put a couch in there, but. Yeah, I like nothing. My wife and I, we throw stuff away all the time. We don't even have anything. We still throw stuff away because we don't want clutter. But I can see how some people would feel like that's cold and like there's nothing.
Ooh, well, you've been to Nance's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has some stuff. A little bit of stuff.
Yeah. That's cluttercore to the max.
But, so here's what I'll say is if you're going to highlight a cluttercore home as an agent, because that's what most people here listening are agents and trying to figure out how to best market homes and all that. So if you're going to market a home that does offer cluttercore, you really got to be strategic in how that cluttercore is organized, one, and then who's taking the photos and how you're going to present those photos.
Well,
so people don't think they're looking at a flea market.
Well, I think what's interesting there is I'm happy to hear that you're saying that the cluttercore needs to kind of be organized, because I do think that that's true. But what is super interesting here is that you may be selling the cluttercore, but as soon as that house sells and those homeowners move out, that cluttercore goes with them.
Yes, most likely it would.
So it is it's a fine line, because you're obviously, if you're talking about listing home with cluttercore and that's like your marketing technique, like it all kind of goes away once they...
Hashtag cluttercore in the comments. I'd love to see some cluttercore fanatics in the comments section of this video. If you've seen any cluttercore homes, please tell us about them. And I think that's a wrap.
This will be fun.
It'll be fun. I'm going to be...
It's like when toilet seats are up in the bathrooms. I hate that. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. That's just dirty core.
And like, why does the photographer close it? Anyway.
All right. Maybe we should start a photography class.
Nope. See ya.
All right, guys. Keep it real. Thank you.